Oh, Jesus, that was bright. Yeah, it is recording. Gavin, my
Hey.
man, you know how it goes.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
All right, Skype. Skype's got to catch up for a second. It fucking goes haywire. Are we good, Skype? Are you good? Okay. Got an idea. Hold on. Let me do this. Okay. All right, that's in there. Hold on 1 second, folks. We are doing some stuff. Okay, let me just close out of this. It's making it so Skype actually fucking works. All right, we're good. Gavin, man, we're here. We're doing some new shit.
Yeah, we're trying. We're working on it.
Yeah. We are. So this is gonna be. I mean, we were thinking about the newsroom, right? So we were doing a newsroom here. We should make it clear. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm your guys' host, Dakota Morgan. This is Gavin Moore right here. He's coming from West Coast. You know, I'm coming from Southwest. We got the Phoenix area. Do you want to say where the hell you're at, by the way?
I mean, like Tacoma, Washington. I don't know.
There we go.
Interested.
There we go. Cool. Good shit. Yeah, so we're doing a talk show segment again, guys. This is an interview, clearly. We're just talking some shit about what's going on. This is a double recording, so if on video, you guys wonder why we look the same. So we don't dress the same like fucking chat, like this mystery game. We're just doing 2 episodes in a row. Make you guys that content. Right after this episode, we're gonna be talking. Yeah. Although we got some
we're
cool
coming strong, double recording, make sure we got as much, like, where we're trying to really show up big this year for everybody. We got a lot of stuff personally of us that are working on, that we got a lot to reveal, and we're trying to make sure that we've got a good microphone to say it in front of, and you know, show everybody what we're working on, because we're really excited to share it with everybody.
Yes. Oh yeah, I was gonna spoil some shit. Gavin, today has been a business day. We're gonna talk after the show. There's been some deals that have been made for the show. Gavin, I'll tell you that, and then folks, as you know, some deals have been made. We got some things in the works and some people. We got some very good people in the next couple of months coming up on the show. We get some very fun people. Yeah, we really are trying here, guys. We're trying to give you the cool shit. We're covering news. We're going to cover our reviews on stuff while also giving you guys interviews. We'll be talking. I would also say, too, for Gavin's stuff, for all the stuff he's working on, and then for my stuff as well from SGGS Comics, subscribe to the podcast because we're going to talk about it here.
Yeah, we got lots of new stuff, lots of really, really cool things coming. That
we're not just blowing you. We're serious.
A little more. You what?
We're not just blowing them. We're serious. Like, we actually got. I know, like, some things have been delayed for this show and my comics and your stuff, but like, we are very serious, guys. We have some good shit coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna be booking flights this coming week to go shoot one of the things. But we'll get to that at the end of the episode if we want to talk about it.
Hey,
but,
yes.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that.
Big stuff.
Sweet. I don't have last episode. We had our whiskey. I had my honey whiskey and also cherry coke combo. I'm saving that. I'm just drinking some fucking the room I bought it. Wow Wheats 4 Peaks Brewing. Oh yeah, 4 Peaks, Arizona brand.
Oh,
Orange
well,
wheat ale. It's gonna be...
I'm doing the Dab Guys Blue Dream.
The Dad guys, Dab or Dad?
Dab.
Oh, okay. I was like, Dad.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Just, you know,
if we're gonna Jesus.
No. Not how I'd announce it.
Oh, God, no. It would be. That's how I would announce it. I mean, I should make it clear though too. I didn't talk about it on the last episode, the interview I just did today. I now have a ring. So my wife and I, who were verbally engaged and everything like that too, and married basically. We have our marriage year coming up, but like we were basically engaged. She proposed to me in Jurassic World on vacation the past week.
Oh yeah, I think I saw pictures of that. That looked real cute.
Yeah, the YouTube video's out too. The ring. I took it off. I'm not divorced. You can kind of, yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But it's made out of. It's got meteorite in it, gemstones, and fossils.
Oh shit, that's really cool.
Yeah, I gave her a Disney ring that was like the almost minus one or two things, almost exactly like a ring that she's wanted since she was a kid from Disney. So, and I proposed to her in a national park. So it was a double proposal vacation. Yeah. We saw snow.
I'm working on when I'm gonna propose to Alex. Her ring is shipping, but she proposed to me, and I got that ring. I don't know if you can see. It's nice. I swear it's nice, podcast listener. It is a very nice ring. It's very cool. She got it on an Etsy shop. We'll put it in the link tree afterwards if we really need to.
Look at us being fucking progressive and having our wives propose to us first.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, I was talking to Alex about this earlier, and like, I don't know, traditions have kind of gotten us in large portions to a lot of the shitty situations we're in, like, societally. So I don't know if traditions are always a good thing to fall back on.
I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, we've done a very weird. Yeah, I agree very heavily. The wife and I would definitely agree. Also, I should say too, it's kind of funny because I look like a fucking anime character. To the video people on here, you see, with my glasses on, I look like I'm like an 80s or 90s anime villain. I kind of like it.
I don't see you at all. I just see the T-Rex, but I'm good. This is what? For the thing. Yeah, I just see the T-Rex, man. Yeah, it's a very detailed T-Rex. It looks cool. I don't know if someone drew that or.
It's the Microsoft thing. What the fuck? Hold on. All right, that's okay.
Is it showing you video?
Yeah, it's showing me.
Okay, all right, then I'm sure it'll be fine. At the very least, we can do audio
only. I'm very confused. Yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing, guys. All right. Well, we'll try it next time for the next video and see. It's showing both of us on my thing for recording, so we shall
see. That's all we really need. I'm not going to be the one uploading, so.
Fair enough. So what we are doing here today, as my computer fucking goes weird. So Gavin, we're gonna talk about this one first. Gavin, you went to something we're gonna cover here. The title of this episode is gonna be Washington's new comic book store. We didn't get a chance, or you didn't get a chance. You were my field reporter today, and holy shit, that's awesome to say. We haven't done field work on this podcast in a minute, huh?
I'm super excited. I was talking to my fiance about it this morning, and I'm kind of thinking I might go back to school actually for journalism because I did some work at the newspaper during college, and I liked it, and it's fun work. But yeah, I went to the opening, the soft opening of a local comic book shop called Comics the Gathering. Now you're gonna know from that name that they are also big Magic fans, and their new location is so much bigger. Apparently, it used to be a bar, but now it's both a huge comic book shop and also a big space for card games of all sorts. From what I understand, they do a lot of Magic, obviously, but then they do a couple other tournaments. I think they also have. I think they're planning on doing like D&D stuff. They're working on, because they're new. They're working on trying to figure out what their new schedule is going to be. But at the previous location, they did a lot of that stuff. And the one thing I heard that was like, I don't think a negative comment necessarily. I think it's more of just a new thing. Their old location, they had local artists draw on the panels of the ceiling, so they would just pop them up, and it'd be like, you know, Thanos doing whatever, or you know, whatever the fuck.
Is it like old school paneling ceilings?
Yeah. But this new building doesn't have that. So I think it has some weird stuff because it looks like it has like a roof area inside towards the back corner. And I don't know structurally how that or why that would have happened, but it looks cool. I mean, it looks really cool inside. But it sounds like they're planning on getting more local artists to come in and do some more stuff like that. And that's something that I always appreciated going to the older location of this shop, was that they are very like communicative with local artists. They really want to like, they're very excited to share their fandoms with other people and excited to showcase the artists that are locally doing the same sort of thing. they used to have cosplayers, and the guy said he had a run-in with 501st that he's kind of like a little shaky on doing cosplayer stuff. But their full opening is going to be March 15th and 16th. They're going to have special guests, raffles, giveaways, all sorts of really cool stuff. There's going to be, from what I understand, maybe a Big Barda and Mr. Miracle cosplay. There's going to be, yeah, lots of cool stuff coming. And it was a really cool store. They have tons and tons of comics. They were playing Age of Ultron on one TV and then The Princess Bride on the other. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's
pretty good. That's pretty good.
So
what you're telling me here, what I'm getting is that this store, Comics the Gathering, is like they're doing the standard kind of comics thing, right? So it sounds like they're doing like, because every comic book store you have to do the cards. You can't just do comics, otherwise you're not going to survive.
Yeah,
they're doing the Magic Gathering, D&D, right? All.
I was just saying they do Funkos and figurines and a bunch of stuff. Like it's not just, but yeah.
Yeah, you have to do all that extra stuff. That's good. They're starting strong. Okay, I was kind of worried about that because you just don't know. I mean, so you did say too that they moved location. So there was a previous location in this place, or was it shut down for a while? Then it opened. Like, what's the deal?
So it turns out their previous location, on their grand opening on the 15th and the 16th, it will be their what would have been 7 years at their previous location. Now, I have been following their Facebook page for a little while, and they have had more than a few break-ins. From what I understand, they had to like store a lot of stuff, and the space just wasn't as big as they wanted. And I was not able to speak to the owner directly because I wanted to, see what his favorite superhero is, what kind of projects he's excited for, talk a little bit about the store, really kind of hype up the thing. But I'll go by later. But the guys I did talk to were really excited about all the things coming up because they now have the space to actually do some of the things they wanted. Because when you walked into the first store, it was kind of a Magic store first, and this one is like split right down the middle for both. And I think that's really what they needed from that location, because they're really trying to be a community spot. And the place that they're set up now is really good. It's not just the location inside the building, but they're like in front of a grocery store right next to a Subway and a Casa Mia. Like they set up right where they're like, short of being in the Lakewood Town Center, this spot is pretty, like, because the high schools go there for all their like after choir or after football, what regular kids do. I don't know. It's a very social spot. So they picked a really good location. And there wasn't 2 minutes that someone wasn't coming in. It was
good. Okay.
Soft opening, but it was really cool.
I'm looking at it now. I was taking a look at it. I wanted to give them a quick little Google and look at their Facebook page. So taking a look at this now, and the Energon universe wave too. Cool. Taking a look at their thing is like there's a lot of blue going on in there. There's like it seems the color is kind of blue. Should also make it clear it's comics with a K.
Yes.
So it's Comics Gathering. Yeah. That feels like that could cause some problems, but it's fine.
I mean, like they're operating 7 years, and hopefully us doing this bit doesn't get them noticed to get them in trouble. But I think we'll be all right.
Well, not the gathering part. I meant replacing the C with a K. So that's what I was saying. Because when you don't spell it right, then the algorithms and everything else like that too make it a pain in the fucking ass.
I think it can also make it distinct. Like if you, I don't know, if you know someone who does the British spelling of color or something, you're gonna be like that's the guy who always does the OU instead of just the O or whatever. It's gonna be something that sticks with you. And I think doing that play on words is is pretty cool with the card game as well. I think they could have done CK.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I'm not in marketing.
No, I partially have done the marketing. I mean, when you do a show like this, you got to be in fucking marketing. Let me tell you. So that's why I'm like, what is this?
But all the glass outside their building, all the glass has
the what now?
All the glass outside their building. So previously at their smaller location, they had glass up top over the doors, and they had all the logos. You know, they had Marvel, DC, Batman, Superman, Image, Dark Horse. You know, all of those. But now they've got like 5 or 6 big glass windows. So they printed off like the Jack Kirby style of all of the Marvel characters. They've got the Jim Lee New 52 Justice League standing up. They've got the characters from Image Comics over on one side. They've got all the characters from Magic on another, and then they've got like their name in big letters, which like it's pretty cool. I really like they did the way they did that, because I feel like a lot of comic book stores, at least that I've been to, are a little understated. You know, like I don't know. I feel like you're representing some really bombastic characters, so I don't know, you can go big with your advertisement, go big with your exterior.
Very much so. I went to, because my main comic store I go to here, Chronicle Comics, is like now a 40-minute drive for me from where I usually go to, and then because of moving and stuff like that too, I haven't been able to go pull my pull box in the past couple weeks. I did while I was driving by in my neck of the woods in Arizona. I stopped by one, and it was a store I've never been to. I will not say a name, but it was like, I will tell you this: Comics the Gathering is doing better than that one did, because there was not that much decoration in the windows. There was like a couple of the signs. They were good on the signs, but just said comics, right? Like it's like in Arizona, if you ever come down, which by the way, we're getting drinks when you do, there's a billion gun stores, right? And they all say guns. And so they're like, well, we'll just say comics. It doesn't work like that. You're going to need something. I mean, maybe it does, but like, yeah. And like, there wasn't that much of the coloring in there of like coloration to make it personable. There wasn't that much of a lot of it. Like, there wasn't that much of a lot of stuff there to make it so it felt, you know, friendly, I guess, in a way too. And staffing wise, maybe it was a bad day. No one was in there when I was there. It was a whole thing. The people there are probably pretty nice, and the owner's probably nice. I don't know if it was the owner I talked to, but I picked up like 2 issues because I really wanted to get, because I know my store doesn't have it. It was Duke #1, and then the Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum #1. I wanted to at least pick those up.
Yeah, I've been wanting to look at that. I grabbed 3
Duke's great.
Because I've been really diving.
Well, the Suicide Squad one has, we'll get back to comic stores in a minute, but like the Suicide Squad one has fucking codes in there so you can get exclusive in-game items. Like, fucking sign me up. That's how you get my dumb ass. I am just like, yeah. I get a Victor Zsasz keychain for guns. Fuck yeah.
Zach, he wasn't dead by the end of Arkham Knight, right? It was just Ivy.
Yeah, Ivy was the only dead.
There's a little bit of weird stuff with that continuity. I haven't played the game, but I really feel like we should have got a Justice League game beforehand or something.
Yeah.
You know, just like, because we'd only got Batman's perspective in that universe. So to suddenly switch to the villains within that universe, and you know what could have been way easier is if you're not going to put Gotham Knights in the same universe as Arkham, make Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League in the Arkham or in the Gotham Knights universe, and then Batman's already dead. You don't have to touch it. Like, you know.
But then they can't use Batman. That's what they can't use Batman in the marketing, and they want Batman in the marketing. You know how DC does.
I don't like. I've watched some playthroughs, and it was a little. For any other Batman, like Jason Amara or any other one, it would have been fine. It would have been not my favorite, but it would have been an okay thing. But to do it to a lot of people, what Christopher Reeves is to Superman, I feel like Kevin Conroy is Batman. Like he is Batman. He really gave it a voice, like he was Batman for a lot of people's childhood. So to have him,
Yeah.
spoilers, shot in the head on a bench.
Well, yeah. I still gotta play.
That was
I
a little
know what
disrespectful.
happens in the game. Yeah, I'm still gonna play the game. I know what happens.
Yeah.
I think we play the game, and I know what happens. Like, I've seen spoilers online. It's fucking hard as hell to avoid spoilers. But like, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna give them money because I know people worked on the game for years. I will give them money, and I will get it. I mean, right now, financially, things a little.
I'm just like, I can be a little disappointed by an aspect of a thing and still be excited about the rest of it, because like the league.
Oh yeah. I'm with you though. I'm with you. I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here?
I'm really, really glad that he has one more performance in Crisis on Infinite Earths, because I feel like the way they used him in live action was also not the way I would have used him. Like, you already had him in the suit, just make him the Kingdom Come Batman. Or like, make him a Kingdom Come Batman and then make him old man Bruce, and make Luke Fox the new Terry McGinnis, and have him be Batman Beyond, and do a red version of his Batwing suit. It would have been so fucking. Anyways.
So. No, you're good. You're good. No, I was gonna contribute to this, and I was looking over real quickly here. So I have this. I met him at a Comic-Con once. Oh, Mr. Conroy, and you can't really see it, but on video you might be able to see it. I have a Arkham Asylum signed. It's on the not on the plastic in there, but it's on the paper and the thing itself. It's signed by Kevin to Dakota, Kevin Conroy, Batman. It is a Game of Year edition of Arkham Asylum, and I talked to him about voice acting, because at the time I was doing a lot of voice acting and auditions and shit, and he gave such good advice. He was such a gentle human being, such a gentle human being. My sister at the time, she went to one of the voice actresses who voiced Poison Ivy, and she said she was awesome too. This is back when we were on speaking terms. But so big thing being is going back to the comic book stores. That was the store I had there, and that experience was in. And that was the store where you look at, and you can take a look at nowadays and see. I don't see you guys lasting that long. Like Drawn to Comics, which I will name because obviously I can go in there. Ken's been on the show. They do so much online media work. They do so much advertising in the city. They do so much with artists, the local people of DC and Marvel, but indie as well. They're going to have my books, for fuck's sake, there. And so when they come out and published.
I think working with local artists is probably the key.
Writers too. I should put that one out.
You what?
So I don't want to say too that they work with writers as well.
Yeah, and I think working with local artists of any sort, writers included in that, I think, is super important for genres that like could in the future depend on some of those very same artists, and writers and contributors, or currently do, like having a space to be able to present your work by people, because like I can show a couple normies a picture of Batman or something, and they'll be like, cool, and I'll be like, but did you see all the references I put in there? Did you see all this and that? Or did you notice that it's like an homage to Jim Lee's whatever? But like, the normies don't get it, but to put your art that's specifically geared towards those same kind of people in front of those kind of people, and not have to like worry about paying the money to have your own booth at a convention. I know some of them do at this specific shop, but like I think it's a really, really easy and really really great way to build community with local artists, as well as like the people who both are inspired by these characters and want to help create the future of these characters.
Absolutely. I mean, indie people too. Like, when you bring in indie people, I think that supports both parties, and the Drawn to Comics does here. But like,
indie needs to be like indie is the thing that like, because Marvel and DC will kind of just copy each other back and forth for a little while, but I think until indie does like weird stuff, they don't really feel pressured, you know? If there's not if there's not the smaller groups behind them doing like a little bit more experimental, a little bit more like down to earth, or a little bit more of, you know, whatever Marvel and DC isn't doing, it will push like I know I'm biased because I really love the big two. And indie comics are kind of like, for me, I try to I try to get more into them, but like I'm not as into them as I know I should be. But I really think that they are a big portion of what like keep both, like they're great stories by themselves, not having to reference the large ones, but in a larger scope with the big ones. I think it just creates a healthier sense of competition, I think, without like,
Absolutely.
yeah, without having to, without directly copying or something. It creates something new, and they're like, well, shit, we don't really have anything that speaks to people the same way that like, I know, I don't know if it's super considered indie, but have you ever read Superior?
I heard of it. I have heard of it.
Yeah, so it's kind of a play on Shazam. And uh and it's kind of a mix of oh man, what's his friend's name? Um anyways, disabled kid gets essentially the powers of Shazam. But as long as he uses and keeps the powers, these like giant creatures come to attack and like end up hurting more people, because you know it's like a superhero's got to have things to fight. So he ends up like giving up his powers, and that was kind of the test of the wizard, and he ends up like keeping them afterwards. But it was, I don't know, it was a really cool. I really liked it because it wasn't, and I don't know, I liked it, and I think Kick-Ass probably falls into that same genre. Nemesis, there's, I don't know, I think, anyways, getting rambly. Go on.
No, you're good. You're good. So that's still. I just want to check out that book now. That's what I'm getting at. I'd rather fucking read that.
Really good.
Yeah, shit. I'm like this. I'm sitting here listening. Like this sounds really good. So taking a look at that too. Like, what do you? So overall, though, I know it's a soft open for going back to Comics the Gathering here, because shamelessly, I mean, they're not even paying us to fucking talk about. We're just talking about. We're covering the news. We're covering the news
for a while. And I'm so excited to have a comic book shop in this area, because the closest one isn't 40 minutes away, but it is a little smaller, and it's a little bit more specialized, in that it's more of like a selling toys and figures and that kind of stuff, and like trading, that kind of thing, and that being more geared towards that. Like I like Funkos, and I like individual figures. Like McFarlane Toys, love the hell out of those. XM Studios, Hot Toys, all of those are great. But I just never really got into, I don't know. I live in a tiny house. I've never really had the shelf space to be able to have all the figures. So it just wasn't what I went to a lot. So now having a comic book store that's like less than 30 seconds from my house is fucking awesome. It's so cool. I'm gonna try to get a job there, even if I'm just doing like morning shift or something. Yeah, I mean, like I've always wanted to work at a comic book store, and they are, I don't know, it's my, even if I don't get hired, it's my new favorite one in the area. Sorry, I keep looking over, and it's like I can almost see it on the other side of these buildings.
Oh shit! Really? It's right there. Okay.
I am really close to this place. You know, and you know, somebody needs the shift covered. Who can be there faster than the Flash? Yeah, I think it'll. I hope so. But it's a really cool spot, and I really like the way the building is structured. It creates a split for the magic area to be really its own room, and I think I wasn't super there was something going on in those rooms, so I didn't feel like I could just walk through without having like business there, you know. And I don't know magic. I couldn't bluff my way through that. You know, what's this behind your ear? I know that's not the
right. wait, fucking dad joke that one there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But so I just kind of stuck to the comics where I knew where I was looking. But it was really cool to have that kind of like split space, because I think I heard somebody mention that they'd be able to like do D&D stuff there, and having that kind of space that I might be able to like
you have to
jump into. I would love to. I want to join a campaign, and like having it with specific friends is great, but sometimes those friends, you know, have lives. So if you have like a group that you know meets every Tuesday, you can do that a little easier.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I do have to say, I'm very happy to know that they are doing the multiple stuff in comics, and because it's honestly like you're saying that they were a previous location. I'm glad that they moved, but I'm also like, this is a ballsy fucking move to move a comic book store. Like, it's in today's market with stores. You know, I talked to Ken. I hear about what's going on, and no, Kevin Smith did it with Secret Stash, but that's Kevin Smith. You know,
I think
you're able to do it.
But really smart by doing the cards alongside it, because not only
every store does. Every store.
Well, but they're doing it in like, it's in their name, man. You know, like
that's true. That is true.
It's a big part of their identity, and because of that, they're able to pull in not only the comic book crowd, which because of comic book movies and comic book culture is fucking huge. And like I said, this area is really looking for a comic book store. Like, there's not one except for the one in Tacoma. There's not one, and there's a military base nearby, and I feel like there's a lot of nerds there. Like, I feel like there has been space requesting a comic book shop, and now that it's here, because it's doing all that extra stuff. And then it also, like I said, dealing with the local artists, the word of mouth from them as well. Like, they're doing a lot of cross marketing, because they're also super active on their Facebook and their Instagram. They're doing all the D&D, all the magic, and I'm not 100% sure about the Warhammer stuff, but I know that they're doing like I feel like they're doing really well, just because especially because their previous location, like I said, being smaller and in a dicey neighborhood. I lived in that neighborhood for like 3 or 4 years during middle school, and there were several break-ins. There was like not specifically that place, but like that place did have to replace their doors a couple of times because somebody like
breaks into a comic book store.
Somebody who's desperate for Funkos, but did not pick up any of the lessons.
Oh, jeez.
Like, you can't like be a big fan of Superman and then be like, I'm gonna go steal a Funko, break it into a place. Like,
right? Yeah, that's
something. And like, fuck, man, if you're gonna steal, all right, Jean Valjean, I would not. Stealing bread, not a crime in my mind. I don't really care that it cost $1.50 to somebody else to make it, because like, you got a bakery. If like, I don't know, if somebody's hungry and they steal food, I give them a lot more leeway than somebody who will like steal a bunch of Funkos. You know, there's a little bit more of like a oh, I understand, you know, you're stealing stuff, but like, you stealing action figures, go fuck yourself. I got no.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and like, you know, they're trying to run a business.
They're nuts. Yeah, it's family owned. I have only known one. The what?
I just mean like, you know, they're not stealing from Walmart or something. They're stealing from a small business, and like
exactly.
$1 billion company that's not even paying its employees, you know, a fair wage. And it's fucking corporate profits. I feel like they could lose a couple hundred every other day, and I wouldn't be like, oh, poor Walmart, you know.
Yeah, that was more responsible by Walmart. Way to go. No, I'm kidding.
I don't.
Yeah, we're like, fuck off. I guess we've all stolen from you, Walmart. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you got good cheap prices, but how?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I'm labor force in China, but besides that,
yeah. But anyways, back to comics.
oh yeah, let's shop for this. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think they're at a really good cross section, of being able to do a lot of different things. Because if they were specialized as like just a card shop, like there's one by our Winco that does like just model painting, right? And I'm like, I'm surprised. I mean, because they're next to a Winco, I feel like that's probably why they've been as okay as they are, and they're also right next to a hospital. Um, so they've got a lot of people there, but if those places aren't picked carefully, I feel like specialty shops are a lot more likely to shut down than a shop that like has a little bit more cross marketing.
Yeah. I do got to say too is we're gonna do a deep dive into this for everybody who's vaguely more interested in this shit. I've had a few owners of stores on. I'm gonna try to reach out to Ken and try to get Ken on the podcast because I want to know what it's like right now in 2024 to own a fucking store, especially in Arizona, which is kind of weird. If you want to get the guys from Comics Gallery on, that'd be awesome. But like we'll table some of this talk there. But overall, though, Gavin, I appreciate you going there. Getting the scoop on the fucking place and reporting of a new location for people to go read comics in Washington because we have this show is across the United States. So you guys across there, it's really cool for you to be our Kent in the Hudson field. If you get the interview, good. If not, it's fine. But we're doing good without it. So either way, I do want to say I have the address pulled up. So if you are in the Washington state, it is 150. So it's 15022 Pacific Avenue, South Tacoma, Washington, United States, obviously. And it's Comics the Gathering with a K.
No.
What?
That's the old one.
Oh, okay. Here's the new one. 7304 Lakewood Drive, West Suite 9, Lakewood, Washington. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at there on their thing, but I should have seen this here. But yeah, it's still really cool. And I'm still looking at pictures on here of it, and I like it. I like the blue vibe. I really, I've seen a few comic book stores actually kind of go for that blue vibe. I don't know what it is. Some go for it, some don't.
Right.
It's just it's like it's a good color.
In my mind, I feel like Superman's kind of like the first guy. So I think if you were to ask like any random passerby, like someone who's not wearing a nerdy t-shirt, and you were like, think of a superhero right now, everyone first, I think the first answer would be either Superman or Spider-Man. And that's a lot of blue. And I think there's a lot of blue characters. I think it's just it's a relaxed color. It's a color that like, I feel like if it was red, very like, what?
It's like a childhood color, right? Like McDonald's playpen when we were kids growing up in the early 2000s, 90s. Like, you would see the blue. I just burped into the fucking microphone. Jesus Christ. But like, professionalism here, guys.
Like if it was bright red, it would feel a little oppressive. If it was like a purple, it would feel a little like wacky, I think. And I don't know if they've got the Willy Wonka vibe strong enough in there to be able to pull off a purple. But I feel like the blue is very like calming, ocean vibes. Very.
Is it large, by the way? I gotta ask. Is it large? It looks kind of large.
Oh yeah, it's a really big space. Yeah. It used to be a bar and restaurant, and they've got space enough.
That's cool.
Yeah, it has space enough for I think like 8 big fold-out tables, in the one section. And that was just like the play area. And then they have like a big section of like all the things you would need for magic and that kind of stuff in that section as its own kind of like almost a separate store. Just because the walls are structured kind of weird, so it makes it a separate space. But I think would be good because it looks like they'd be able to close it for like tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other side is a huge area for comics. They have a large back area that's got like some of their backlog stuff. It's a huge amount of space, and they've got like they could have a line going all throughout the store, and it still wouldn't feel crowded. I think like it's
I
pretty
like
big.
it. I like it. So we'll wrap up this segment here for the show. Gavin, do you want to promote anything on this segment of the newsroom that's coming out this week?
That's coming out this week? Not specifically, but I am working on promoting a Batman project I'm working on with a couple of names some people might recognize, like Kevin Porter is going to be our Thomas Wayne. We've got Kevin Caliber as our Bruce Wayne. But it's called Batman Soul of Gotham. Thomas Wayne, for reasons unknown, has arrived in Gotham and forces the Bat family into a position where a lot of them have to pick sides. And we've got appearances by the Court of Owls. We've got an incredibly talented stunt choreography team, rising star stunt team out of New Mexico. We're partnering with Roadrunner 3D, also out of New Mexico, to do some of the prop work based on some of my designs. And I'm doing the costumes for that project, and it's gonna be huge, and it might lead to the start of our own multiverse if things go well. And yeah, super excited about it. We've got the Indiegogo up now, and we're looking to film at the end of March.
Good shit. I love it, man. I love it. Everyone listening, be sure to subscribe to this podcast, the Comic Chronicle podcast, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're listening on whatever third party or Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Stitcher doesn't do anything anymore, or comicchronicle.podbean.com. If you're watching this, check out some of our recent interviews. Like Mary has been on the show here. We have Mary San Giovanni has been on the show now. She's a recent interview this Tuesday. It's tomorrow for us recording. We talk a lot about some cool stuff on there. I can at least talk. This is weird because it hasn't come out yet, but I'm talking about it like it's been out. It's weird. So it is. It's very weird. Oh shit!
But
Cat's me out. But that's fair. It is. It's true. So we talk about writing aliens and horror. We talk about equality as writers with men and women, by the way, too. That's really fun. We talk a lot of good shit. Marvel Zombies. We talk about that. She worked on one of the Marvel Zombie books, as well as she's talking about working with vampires in DC, or I mean in Marvel coming up. So yeah, take a look at that, guys, as well as like 4 years worth of shit of interviews that we have, and Gavin and I talking about stuff and reviewing. So take a look at that. I think we might actually be at 5 years now for the podcast. I think we might. I gotta double check. But yeah, leave a like as well. Follow us on social media. I'm at Dakota Morgan 3 on X, or Elon Musk's XXX. Instagram at Dakota_Morgan97, and Twitch CodaRex97. And Gavin, where can they find you, brother?
Super Suits Cosplay are Super Suits on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And our Redbubble store has reopened. We've got stickers on the website. Everything from the store goes back into the show. And then we're going to be coming up with some new designs for you guys to be following. And
oh, you mean our podcast? I thought you meant yours.
Yeah,
I was
like, podcast. I'm trying to do a little cross marketing.
I thought you meant yours. Oh,
no, I mean, like I will have one soon. But yeah, I was trying to promote our shit.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. We do have the Rebel store. There's more than stickers though, man. We got to promote more. There's the logo you can get on shirts. You can get on mugs. You can get Make Comics Not War bags. You can get masks if you're feeling sick or whatever the fuck. You can get magnets as well, sweaters, long sleeves, a t-shirt. You can get fucking everything there. We have many designs. There's the Blockbuster Kid. That one sells a little bit. And yeah, no, it's been doing good. So if you guys would check out Redbubble, it's the Comic Chronicle or Comic Podcast on there. We'll put a link in the description for you guys as well. Sweet. You there, Gavin?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta make sure video's working for next time because it's doing both on here, so we gotta figure that out. But without further ado, then we'll end the show. Gavin, thanks for being a news reporter and my Clark Kent in the fucking field. And cheers. We're gonna. Yeah, we're we're gonna do a cheers, man, to Comics the Gathering and many hopeful stuff, and hopefully making more nerds in Washington.
Hell yeah, I hope so.
Sweet. All right, and stay creative, everybody.